The Boston Marathon bomber was found guilty of all 30 counts yesterday by a federal jury, and come Monday, the death penalty phase will begin. These same jurors will either agree to the death penalty for Jahar Tsarnaev, or will have him spend the rest of his life behind bars. Now, the situation in Massachusetts is unusual insofar as the state abolished the death penalty in 1984. But over the last 3 decades, some governors have actually tried to reinstate it, including Mitt Romney when he was in office. Now, one man who does not support the death penalty is Attorney General Eric Holder. But last year, he announced that because of the nature of this attack, the Justice Department would seek it for the Boston Marathon bomber. Now, for the record, I think this man deserves to die. It's hard to look at the terror and carnage he was responsible for and not feel that way. But there's a debate to be had, and so I'm joined by my libertarian friend, Anthony Furey, to discuss. Anthony, let me start by saying to you that I'm pro-life, though I support the death penalty, and I think that those two are perfectly consistent because I think being pro-life is about protecting the innocent, not shielding the guilty. What say you?
I think this is my Rebel debut, so I wanted the red carpet rolled out. I wanted the big welcome. So hey everyone, how's it going? Great to be here joining you.
I apologize. Thank you. This is your Rebel debut. It's not the last, maybe the first, not the last.
We'll see at the end of this. We'll see how much fur flies. I will say there are 3 arguments as to why y'all don't want the death penalty in any Western democracy. Okay, 4 arguments. And I can give you the 4th one right now, the most important one. I don't trust the state to clear the snow correctly.
I knew you'd say that.
Such that I do not trust them to adequately kill a man in the correct way. I have very little faith in government, Ms. Semkiw, and this is a very higher order responsibility. Don't think they can do it too well. We
trust the state to do a number of things, like imprisoning people for life, for
Trust
instance.
is a dubious word, but go ahead.
Like imprisoning people for life, for instance. So what's the difference?
The difference here, and I'm going to get to my 3 main arguments right now. One is that when you're saying someone is found guilty of a very severe crime like murder, you're saying they violated the social contract. So governments, social contract, everything we create, it's like this board game. And you don't want to completely eradicate and destroy the individual. What you're doing is you're removing them from the board game. You're taking them completely out of the social contract so they can't play anymore because they've been proven that they can't follow the rules. The point is not to completely obliterate and destroy the person. Most arguments for that are just revenge reasons, and we don't want the emotions getting involved in the legislative capacity. So that's one thing. You violate the social contract, we take you out of the social contract. That's why we lock someone up for life. Hey, I don't like the fact that we got to pay hundreds of thousands, come on, millions of dollars for a guy who's so young he's going to be in jail for life, but that's one of the prices we have to pay.
Well, let's be clear about one thing. This isn't life. Life means 25 years these days. Life used to mean life. But life now means... Life now means 25 years.
You know this... Don't pull that. You know this guy is never getting out of jail. Just like we know that the Robert Pickton guys, Paul Bernardo, they're not getting out of jail. So that argument does not apply here.
So a penalty is attached to certain crimes to give value to the precept. What's a precept? Murder is criminal. Do not murder. The penalty for murder used to be in Canada up until 1976 was a maximum sentence of death.
Sure.
Now
we don't have that anymore.
Is 25 years.
What are the only countries that have it? United States,
First-degree
China,
murder
India.
means
Only major
25 years. So what
that.
does that say to you about the way in which we value life?
So hold on, let's be clear here. So you think the way we value life is to tell people that whenever someone's been killed, you got to go kill another person?
I think
that's a really bizarre analogy to put there. That the best way to tell someone that killing is wrong is to kill more people?
Well, what about war?
No, that's completely different. And you get to my 3rd argument about why this is not correct. I have no problem with law enforcement and the military killing people. If you are a clear and present danger to society, if you are an enemy of the state, hold on, go out there and kill folks. I really don't care if we're killing terrorists. I don't care if while we're trying...
Tsarnaev boy wasn't a clear and present danger to society?
I did not say he wasn't. If he had been killed when he was in that boat because he leaned out of the boat and pum 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 was shooting at people, by all means, shoot him back and kill him because he was a clear and present danger to society. You actually think... So you're telling me you are afraid for your life right now because there's this little punk who's locked up in jail with the cuffs around him. He weighs 70 pounds wet, and you're right now peeing your pants because you think he's going to break out of jail and kill you like he's Magneto from the X-Men movies. He is not a clear representation of society now, which is why, let me finish my third point here.
You just asked me a question.
No, I didn't. I asked you a hypothetical question. The reason why it's fine to kill him when he's out and about in society is because he is a danger to society. He's not a danger to society now. And you don't let the state willy-nilly decide, this guy who's sitting around doing nothing, he's committed a major crime, but right now he's doing nothing. Well, bam, we're going to kill him. We've removed him from the board game.
This whole process
I don't care if the guy got shot by the cops. They should kill him if he is out and about in society waving the gun.
What about this whole process is willy-nilly? Part of the reason why I support the death penalty is because to a certain extent it restores some semblance of justice to our society.
You mean like an emotional justice, feelings we have about how we'd really wish this guy was dead right now?
No, because what I mean...
Don't get me wrong, I'm not happy that I'm, as a taxpayer, paying for Paul Bernardo's dinners. It doesn't make me happy. But I think the state is going beyond its duties to manage the affairs of mankind and moving into more godly territory.
Are you concerned at all that the state, so in part of your argument, are you ever concerned at all that the state might make the wrong decision in selecting someone, and that a jury or potentially a judge would make the wrong decision in selecting someone for the death penalty?
I think the majority of the time the state makes the wrong decision in everything, so yeah.
But is there any question in your mind that this Tsarnaev person, that this boy,
this has
is
nothing
not guilty?
To do with him. This is not a particularity of crime. This is about the broader concept. I don't care who the person is and what the crime they're committed is. Like I said, Osama bin Laden, you go out, you kill him. I think what they did was a perfectly good thing because he was out there trying to damage our fundamental liberties. But once you get him into the legal nexus, once it's no longer law enforcement chasing the guy, once it's the prosecutors and all the people in the legal machine and the judges dealing with him, you deal with him in a legal fashion, not a militaristic fashion, which is what killing the guy does.
Well, you know what? We're going to have to agree to disagree on this one, Furey. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last time.